Alright, hey guys, Dr. Joel here, back with another quick tip on why you should choose violence. Wrong video? Alright, in this one we're going to talk about muscle spindles and Golgi tendon organs and how those relate to you getting stronger in training. Muscle spindles are a sensory portion of your musculature that when exposed to rapid changes in muscular length, they tell your muscle to contract. The idea behind this is if your musculature or if your limb was extending too quickly, the muscle was extending much too quickly, you could reach your end point, you could hurt your muscle, you could hurt your bones, etc. So your body, through this reflex mechanism, tells the muscle to contract. This is the thing you experience when the doctor hits your knee with that little mini rubber mallet in the office and your leg kicks him in the shin, essentially. That's the reflex that's brought about by the muscle spindle. This is a really useful tool when you're trying to get more and more powerful. Choosing types of training that allow you to be explosive, so think plyometrics, Olympic lifts, etc., teach you to use muscle spindles, the stretch shortening cycle, to actually develop power in that musculature over time. So if you want to be more explosive, your training should resemble that, again, through Olympic lifting, plyometrics, etc. And these need to be specific to your training. Next is the Golgi tendon organ. The Golgi tendon organ is sensitive to stretch and loading. It's not a speed component, it's a specific loading amount. So if you're squatting under close to your 1RM, the Golgi tendon organs are likely having a conversation with your body. They sense that your body is lifting too much load, there's too much muscular throughput, and they tell your muscles to actually down-regulate their force output so you don't physically rip your muscle from the bone. This is a really good evolutionary tool so that you don't snap your crap up whenever you go to try to lift anything that's way too heavy for you. Thinking back to that time in 6th grade where I thought I could deadlift 300 pounds and I just threw it on the bar and see what happens. So how can you use these concepts to get better at your sport? If your sport requires a high degree of strength, so think like offensive line where you have to push another 400-pound human out of your way, you should likely be training in modalities that use that. So think heavy bench press, sets of 2, sets of 3, sets of 5, etc. It doesn't matter if it's necessarily the most explosive thing, focusing on maximizing those loads, down regulating those Golgi tendon organs, teaching your body that it's okay to be strong in this instance. Inversely, if your sport requires a lot of power, think about like maximal driver swings, long drive, professional golfers, etc. You need to be training very explosive, a lot of lower load stuff, plyometrics, so think even like 30% of your 1 rep max. And you need to do this training in the plane that your sport takes place. So if I'm sitting here doing explosive overhead press, that's not going to have that much of a benefit for what would be the golf swing, okay? So if you want to be more powerful, you need to move explosively. Plyometrics around 30% 1RM, and you can do heavier Olympic stuff all the way up to 80% 1RM. If you need to be stronger for your sport, you need to be doing heavy sets of 5, 3, 2, etc., all the way up to like 95% 1RM.